Hello, everyone. Welcome to Soul Stain Think. My name is Beth. I am here today to talk to you about The Last Holiday Concert by Andrew Clements. This book was published in 2004, and although I thought it might be a little dated, it's actually very timely for a lot of reasons that I'll talk to you about in just a minute. Now, I went back and forth today between my physical copy that is less than 170 pages and the audiobook on Scribd, which is narrated by Peter Berman and comes in at 3 hours and 1 minute long. Both are absolutely fabulous, and together they were wonderful. Now, I've given this book 4 out of 5 stars. I loved it. There were a couple of places I thought that it deserved more, especially in the ending. It was a great ending, but I wanted more from it. Even with the author's note attached, I wanted more and I didn't get it, which is, great, but also not great. And I just wanted more. So that being said, this book follows sixth grader Hart Evans as he does something that causes the chorus director to throw up his hands and say, you know what, guys? I'm not going to be in charge of this holiday concert. You don't want to work. You want to mess around. You're in charge. You have 23 days to figure out what you're going to do for a 30-minute holiday program. Good luck. And then Mr. Minert kind of sits back. He's there to take attendance and make sure nobody dies, but he's put the kids in charge of what they're doing. And Hart Evans gets elected as the director for this mayhem. And he slowly starts piecing it together. Now, there were a couple of things that just did not seem realistic to me as a director myself, a teacher that goes, you know what, you're in charge, and then he sits back and doesn't try to fix the mayhem. I'm not sure how he survived that. I know it mentioned several times in the book that he wanted to take charge and he made himself sit back. So that was great, but I just feel like, he would have an embolism and he didn't. So for me, that wasn't supremely realistic. But it does talk about his classroom management skills, things of that nature, which I really appreciated, especially since this is a middle grade novel. It's focused on talking to 5th, 6th graders, and it still talks about a teacher in very realistic, mostly realistic, and kind tones, which I enjoyed. It also shows Mr. Minert learning a lesson at the end of the book, which I found fabulous. And Hart Evans learns what it's like to have to be in charge of people and make them listen and understand that we can't just go crazy and we've got to do this and this is what makes sense. And he kind of took on the teacher's role there, and I absolutely think that it's amazing. It's something that at the end of our school year, I have students doing projects where they have to teach younger students because I want them to understand what it is that we try to do for them. And I think that this book definitely shows that. The other thing that I really enjoyed about this book is that even though it was published in 2004, it talks about students being culpable for their education. It talks about students being kind of honest with each other and themselves, although not in so many words. It shows that. And it talks about students being in charge and doing this project-based learning and, having more of a say in how and what they're learning, not really what, but how they're learning and what they're doing. And that is something that has been a big talking point in education over the past year or so and continues to be a big talking point for us. So I absolutely love that it's so timely and timeless. If you haven't read this book, I really hope that you'll pick it up. If you have read this book, come in the comments down below and let me know what you thought. That's all I have to talk to you guys about today. So I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Give me a big thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.